Hello, everyone. Welcome to Barca News. It is June 29th, 2024, and Barcelona have reached an agreement to transfer Serginho Dest to PSV Eindhoven. Also, Napoli are interested in Lamine Lenglet, and finally, reports are stating that PSG are preparing a massive offer for Lamine Yamal. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo and I'm bringing you this short live stream to keep you up to date on all Barcelona news. As I reported earlier today, I'm flying home tonight, going to Las Vegas to see my family. I actually got to catch a flight in 2 hours. I'm late to the airport, but that's okay. This is why I'm doing this live stream, so I can just give you the news because I'm running short on time, so I can't edit the video and upload it. I'm going to be doing the same while I'm in Vegas. You know, as always, when I travel, I take my camera with me. I do short live streams to keep you up to date. Since I am away from my studio, I can't edit videos and upload them. I'm still going to be doing the podcast, so stay tuned for the podcast on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Anyway, having said all that, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment, and let's begin with the news because it's reported that PSG are reportedly preparing a massive offer worth 250 million euros for Lamine Yamal. Now, this report says that PSG are very keen on signing Lamine Yamal. It looks like Luis Enrique believes that he would be a great addition to the French club, and as such, they are willing to offer 250 million euros. Of course, this is a news that we've heard before. There were rumors that we heard about this before, back in, I think it was last month, maybe the month before. I have my doubts about this. We've seen this rumor circle around before. I don't see this happening because Barcelona are not interested in selling Lamine Yamal. No matter if they offer them 500 million euros, Lamine Yamal is not for sale. The player knows it, the club knows it, and every single club out there know it. In fact, other clubs, including PSG, Manchester City, and other clubs had reached out to the agent to see, what's going on with Lamine Yamal. And of course, his agent let them know very clearly, Yamal is not for sale. Doesn't matter what the price is. The only way to sign Lamine Yamal would be to activate his release clause, which is worth 1 billion euros, which of course nobody will because nobody can afford that. So I have my doubts about this report. I said it before, I'll say it again. I don't see it happening. Not to mention that the Barcelona and PSG relationship is pretty bad. So again, I don't see this happening. But anyways, I brought it up because it has been circulating in the media as of late. Now, speaking of Lamine Yamal, he has been asked about what he thinks about it if he's given the number 10 jersey. Of course, there's been a lot of talks about Lamine Yamal receiving the number 10 jersey. And this is what our crown jewel had to say. The number 10 is Ansu Fati's. If he is not in the team and they offer it to me, of course I will accept it. It is a dream for me. So Lamine Yamal, there you go, saying, it belongs to Ansu, but if you want to give it to me, I don't mind. It's a dream. And, that kind of puts the whole debate on whether Lamine is ready, whether it's going to be too much pressure, kind of puts it to an end because the player obviously is ready to wear the 10. I don't think it's going to be a lot of pressure for him. I've said this a lot in the past. I think, yes, he is 16 years old, but how a player handles pressure, I think it's more about his personality, his mental fortitude rather than his age. We've seen players who are much, much older completely crack under pressure, and we've seen players much younger completely thrive under pressure. And if there's anything that Lamine Yamal has shown us is that he can thrive under pressure. I mean, he's a starter for one of the biggest clubs in the world, FC Barcelona. He has played at the biggest stages of club football in the Champions League. He's starting for Spain in the Euros. So this is not a normal teenager. This is definitely a God-gifted teenager who knows how to handle pressure. So I don't think it'd be pressure for him. And he doesn't think so either because he says it's a dream of his and he wouldn't mind wearing the number 10. Now, more news because today Barcelona reached an agreement for the transfer of Serginho Dest to PSV Eindhoven. Now, Serginho Dest spent last season on loan with PSV Eindhoven. He did really well in the Dutch league, so much so that PSV Eindhoven had decided to activate his option to buy, which was worth 10 million euros. But unfortunately, towards the end of the season, I think it was April, Serginho Dest suffered a season-ending injury where he tore his ACL. and he's going to be out for 9 months. And as such, PSV Eindhoven decided not to activate the clause anymore, because why would they? Why would you want to sign a player who's not going to be fully recovered until January, maybe February of 2025? So he would miss half of the season. Plus, you don't know how he's going to recover after that injury. So PSV Eindhoven communicated to Barcelona that they weren't going to sign him and weren't going to activate the option to buy. And that, of course, was a big blow to Barcelona, because Barcelona were counting on offloading Dest. They were counting on the 10 million transfer fee. Plus, they were counting on removing his salary off the wage bill. And that was a big blow. But now Barcelona have managed to pull a miracle, and they have agreed to transfer Dest to PSV Eindhoven. They are going to do it for free. It's a free transfer. And they have retained a percentage of any future sale. Now, you might say, how is this a good deal? Barcelona paid 21 million for Dest. Now they're letting him go for free. It's a good deal because Dest was going to stay in Barcelona. Barcelona were going to have to pay his entire year's salary and his recovery. And then next summer, he would have left for free anyway, because his contract expired next summer. But this way, yes, he's still leaving for free, but at least Barcelona don't have to pay his salary for the entire year. So they save that money. Plus, that opens up space on the wage bill for another signing. And they still retain a percentage of any future sale. So Barcelona could still make money off this transfer if PSV Eindhoven turn around and end up selling him. Now, this is a 4-year deal that Dest will be signing with PSV Eindhoven. I think this was very nicely negotiated. So for people who always like to criticize Deco because, some players agreed not to come here, I think we should definitely applaud him for this one. Now, speaking of defenders, it's reported that Napoli are interested in Clement Lenglet. Now, Lenglet is another player who spent last season on loan. He was at Aston Villa. He failed to impress. As such, Aston Villa decided not to activate his option to buy, so he is back in Barcelona. Barcelona don't count on the French defender, and they're looking to offload him. He did have an offer from Saudi. I think more specifically was Al Nassr, which is the club where Cristiano Ronaldo plays. But he rejected it. Lenglet rejected it because he didn't want to go to Saudi. But now it seems that Napoli are interested, because Antonio Conte would like to have the services of Clement Lenglet once again. Now, Antonio Conte was Lenglet's coach at Tottenham. As you remember, before he spent a season at Aston Villa, he was at Tottenham Hotspur. Conte heavily relied on Lenglet. He made him a starter in the Premier League. And it looks like Conte would like to have the services of Lenglet once again, this time at Napoli, because Conte is at Napoli now. The only problem is his salary, because Lenglet's salary is incredibly high. It was a salary given to him by Bartomeu. Not many clubs can afford it. In fact, it was reported that Sevilla were interested in signing Lenglet. They kind of reached out to his agent, but when they found out how much his salary is, they were like, never mind. So Lenglet could still move to Napoli. The only problem will be, is he going to agree to reduce his salary? We're going to have to wait and see. It's being talked about that it probably could be a loan to Napoli with an option to buy. We'll see what happens, because again, it's all going to hinge on the player's salary, which is incredibly high, and no other club out there can afford it. Now, speaking of salaries, let's end this live stream talking about Ansu Fati's, because it's been revealed that when Fati renewed his contract, that he was given an ascending contract until 2027. Now, if you don't know what an ascending contract is, it means that the player's salary automatically increases every season. He had initially started receiving 9 million euros gross. This season, he will be receiving 12 million gross, which is a lot of money for a player who is not performing, given his injuries. And if it keeps going up, God knows how much he'll be by 2027. Maybe 18 million, maybe 20 million. We don't know. But that definitely poses a problem. And you can see why Barcelona are looking to offload Ansu Fati, because not only do they believe that he's never going to be the same because of his injuries, but they also have a big problem with his salary, which will continue increasing and will reach 12 million this upcoming season, which is a lot of money for Barcelona and a lot of money for a player who, again, is not performing and that the club does not count on. Anyways, that is all for this live stream. I got to run to the airport. I got to fly in less than 2 hours. Again, I'm taking my camera with me. I'll be doing short live streams every day to keep you up to date. I'm still going to do the podcast, so stay tuned to the channel. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment, and as always, peace, Camarsa.